Welcome back, folks, to another exciting edition of Let's Play Alpha Protocol. As always, I am your host, J Square John Jeremy, and last we left off, we've capped off our missions over in Moscow, had a interesting night with one Mina Tang, and it looks like now we are about to prepare to engage in all-out conflict with our former masters at Alpha Protocol. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some emails going. Email. A lot of email. Alright. Mr. Thornton, if you're not too busy unraveling the best laid plans, your name comes up with great regularity. In Italy, Russia, and Taiwan, agencies on both sides of the law are paying large sums of money for information on your background and whereabouts. Congratulations on your 15 minutes of infamy. Watch your back and you might just make a career out of this. This time, how about you contact me? Mina Tang, found this email you might find intercepted an internal memo to send to Leyland. Mr. Leyland, I run the numbers and we're short of our projections for this quarter. Our stock price is rebounding, but we've been unable to return to last year's high. Investor confidence is dwindling and we're in no position to report why so much money has been taken out of our Western and Eastern general funds. I remain rather optimistic. We've created for ourselves a good deal of fertile soil in Russia, Italy, and Taiwan. Sure, we've had a few threads unravel, but such is the cost of doing business. The EU is a small push away from Patriot Act-style panic. Moscow's underworld remains a profitable, even if unstable, cash crop, and the Sung incident has turned Taiwan into a wellspring of defense contracts. As per your request, I've moved the sum you requested for your personal security entourage, though I regret to inform you that I could not fulfill some of the personnel and hardware requests included in your missive. I apologize for the inconvenience. Stephen Heck. F yeah. Mike, I have important news. I totally did it. 2 chicks at once. Hells yeah. What are you up to? My contact's been asking me for info on the big old Michael F. Thornton. What is your middle name anyway? I got stoned off my ass and a Minotaur told me it was Finnegan, but I doubt the credibility of his argument. So yeah, I guess the Russian, the Euros, the Chinese, a ton of agencies are looking out of a Thornton matching your ugly mug. Don't worry, it's me. We go way back. Remember that time I told you about the 2 chicks? At once? Anyway, sounds like you've been a busy boy. Drop me a line sometime. Heck. Steven, congratulations on your conquest. I'm sure the ladies involved were of unquestionable breeding and refinement. Now a matter of business. I owe my former employer a visit. It's likely to turn violent, which makes you the natural choice for backing me up on this mission. I don't know where this will take me, nor when, and I have to go there alone. I'll leave instructions on my PDA and leave it behind for you to help in tracking my location. No doubt you'll be able to sneak/kill your way into wherever I'm heading and can meet up with me. If you can lend a hand, I'd greatly appreciate it. Or blunt. I haven't assassinated anyone yet, which is why I'm ready. I have unfinished business with my former employer. I have a violent homecoming on my hands, and I'd like to have your special brand of intelligence on my side. Location and ETA are currently unknown. I'll arrange a drop with my PDA. On it will be instructions for tracking me once the main event begins. Consider it an open invite to crack some heads. Or banter. Wow. 2 ladies simultaneously. Did they collectively weigh less than 600 pounds? Getting off the subject of fat chicks, I need a favor, if you're willing. I need to pay my Uncle Sam a visit. Problem is, I don't know exactly where the reunion will take place yet, and I don't think I can take you with me. I'm going to send you instructions on tracking my location via PDA, which I'll leave at a prearranged location. If you can follow the instructions on it, I can guarantee you a veritable buffet of maiming. Think about it. I'll be blunt. He likes bluntness, I think. Omen Deng, Mr. Thornton. I won't spare you any pleasantries. The Chinese secret police suspect there is an agency known as Alpha Protocol operated by 8 American agents without the official public backing of the U.S. government. I say suspect because there has been no confirmation. Attached to the information I can find on the matter, no doubt you will find this information to be of some use. I accept. Z. I hope I get to keep the blindfield. Michael, I recently got word that I'm being reassigned to some undisclosed location. I am told I'll have to be sedated in transit to and from the assignment so as to maintain secrecy. And to add insult to injury, they're only paying me double my normal rate for all this inconvenience. What a mess. Anyway, the thought of being helpless and blindfolded made me think of you. How are you, darling? C. I'm quite certain this undisclosed location is the headquarters of my old agency. The whole sedated transit in and out sounds like an elaborate but certainly effective method of location control. I need your assistance on this matter. I have no other solid leads on how to pinpoint the facility's location. If you would be willing to wear a tracking device for me, I could track your signal and kick down the front door, at which point I'd be more than thrilled to have your fire support on my side. Consider my offer and contact me ASAP. Suave. Hello, Z. And when I think of you, I think of my helpless and blind grandmother. Wow. I'm certain you and I are heading to the same place, only I'm not invited. If you have any way of transmitting your location while en route or once there, I'll pay you for the effort. Or aggressive. Now is not the time for your idle flirtation. I need to find my way to this undisclosed location. I'll send you a tracking device and pay you for your assistance, but it's imperative that I find my way there. She likes aggressive too, I think. Mike Thornton. Files on Crusader Artillery System. Mr. Leland, I must stress once more that the Crusader Artillery System must be sold. I'm not the only person on the Congressional Ways and Means Committee with a hefty share of stock in modern armaments. We're sitting on a weapon system designed for Cold War battles in an age of anti-insurgency. We're sitting on 50,000 obsolete mobile artillery platforms, and I'll be damned if they rust in storage. My assistant told me of your Jolly Roger plan, and that's a start, but we'll need more. Filling the hearts of every Euro with fear of Islamic radicals won't sell weapons of conventional war. When this is over, use your magic to brew me up a limited war. Somewhere in Turkey, Russia, Georgia, or one of those places starting in Stan. Or ending in Stan. I want to see headline news of showing my Crusader artillery platform shelling some fools in Anatolia by next Christmas, damn it. Scarlet. You're probably wondering, I wonder what my next expose should be about. Here's a suggestion. An email between the CEO of Halbeck and a semi-anonymous U.S. legislator colluding to start a war to sell weapons. Enjoy. Or Halbeck. Mr. Leland, here's a fact. You have a ton of money. Here's another fact. I have incriminating information regarding your war profiteering with a certain U.S. legislator. My demand is a simple one. Pay me not to go public with this information. You can send payments to my Credit Suisse account. The name of the account is, of course, made up, and the IP address of this email is faked. If you want this matter to disappear, throw some cash at it. Doesn't that usually work for you? Or black market, for sale. Documents from Henry Leland himself discussing ways to brew a war in Asia Minor to sell some artillery systems that are sitting in warehouses. See if you can find a buyer and send me my cut. Much appreciated. To Scarlet. Short selling always sounds like it involves investing in midgets. Hi, Mike. If there's no midget sex trafficking, there's no story. Just kidding. Readers love hearing about how big business is screwing the economy for the rest of us. This will make it for a good story. Thanks, Mike. Money. Cool. That was a lot of stuff. I now have $86,000. Which I could use to buy that Hamilton Contender pistol. I'll go with this one. Let's go ahead and switch our weapons now. Now that I bought a new pistol. At the very end of the game. There we go. Magazines, no special magazines. Sell my old one. All right. What can we do here now? Time to go. Contact Scarlet Lake. Infiltrate Alpha Protocol. Oh, I don't want to infiltrate them yet if I can do other things first. You've received a call from Scarlet Lake. Meet up with her, see what she wants, and pass along evidence of Halbeck's involvement to her for safekeeping. Do I have any intel required for this mission? No. Let's start the mission then.
Scarlet?
Come in, Mike.
Your door was open. You don't seem surprised. How did you know it was me?
I would have known if it wasn't you. Footsteps are like signatures.
That's an interesting skill to have picked up.
In case you haven't guessed already, I don't have much of a social life. What is it you needed, Mike? Got another story to pass along?
Yes, but it's complicated.
That's so? What a surprise. Very little about you seems simple. I was pretty certain you might be Interpol or military, but my gut tells me intelligence. But none of my contacts have heard of you.
Contacts. So you've been checking up on me.
I didn't want to, but you really don't leave me much choice if I want to know the truth.
If I was intelligence, is that something you think I'd tell a journalist?
You tell me. And I'd like you to be honest with me, if you can. I think I deserve that much.
Why not?
There's not much to say. I used to work for the United States government. I still do, in my own way.
What do you mean?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. When you met me in Saudi Arabia, that was my last official mission with the US. After that, I've been on my own. Except for people I've met on the way. Like you.
It doesn't sound like you've had a chance to relax in Saudi Arabia.
That's an understatement.
My military and intelligence contacts didn't have much on you.
Not surprising.
So, I checked the corporate gossip. Halbeck's taken quite an interest in you.
Let's just say Leyland and I don't see eye to eye on business practices. You ever met him?
At press conferences. Quite the snake. But that doesn't explain why Halbeck would be after you.
I accidentally discovered something in Saudi Arabia I shouldn't have. Something that could ruin Halbeck.
What did you find out?
I found they'd been selling weapons to Al Samad, and I got proof.
Is that why you're here?
I don't trust anyone else with it. And if something happens to me, then the world needs to know.
It's that bad, huh?
Pretty bad.
I'll make sure it gets where it needs to go. Are you going to be all right?
I have no idea.
Do you need to leave right now?
No, I can stay. For a little while if you need me to.
Considering I might not see you again, I'd like that.
The world can wait, then.
All right. Womanizer. As added insurance before surrendering himself to Alpha Protocol, Agent Thornton contacted Scarlet Lake and agreed to provide her with information damaging to Halbeck. Meeting her at her hotel room, Scarlet and Thornton exchanged information. Agent Thornton spent the night in Scarlet's hotel room before surrendering himself to Alpha Protocol. Details of what happened that night were not forthcoming from either Scarlet or Agent Thornton. Yay! I had sex so I can level up. Yay! That's the audio file of the video. Alright, and let's just go ahead and, since I have only... Huh. Sure. Martial arts it is. So, wait. Cancel that. Let's actually see these perks I've been getting. We have perfect pitch. We have thrown 50 guys with careful aim. Unseen presence. You completed 5 missions wherein you killed less than 5 enemies and no alarms were raised. Lurker. You took a stealthy approach to conflict resolution by evading 75 enemies or silently dispatching them with martial arts takedowns. Surprise attack. You have launched surprise attacks on unaware enemies 150 times. The better part of valor. Not every situation calls for violence. You have evaded 75 enemies. Breaking in and entering. You have successfully picked 10 locks. Circuit breaker. You have successfully bypassed 20 electronic devices. Data theft. You successfully hacked 10 computer systems. Be prepared. Always planning ahead, you have acquired a great deal of intel on your missions. Increased ammo capacity with all weapons. Ready for anything. You have purchased the overwhelming majority of intel available in your career. Endurance plus 25. Tour of duty. You survived Operation Desert Spear. Endurance plus 5. Seasoned. You've completed your first operation as a lone agent. You're starting to make a name for yourself. Endurance plus 5. Experienced. You completed 2 successful operations without the backing of the agency. Congratulations are in order. Endurance plus 5. World Traveler. Defying the odds and countless attempts on your life, your solo career as a rogue agent has lasted 3 successful operations. Pistol proficiency. You have a passion for precision perforation. You scored 50 critical hits with a pistol during your career. You scored 100 critical hits with your pistol over your career, marking you as a handgun savant. Black belt. You have defeated 50 enemies with hand-to-hand attacks. Limited bloodshed. You subdued 50 enemies with non-lethal, though certainly violent and entirely painful, methods. Merciful. Proving yourself reluctant to take a human life, you subdued 250 enemies with non-lethal means. Professional. You have tried the professional approach in your first few conversations. Testing the waters. To keep your target guessing, you've attempted being suave, professional, and aggressive all in the same conversation. Variable approach. In 15 conversations, you varied up your approach instead of sticking to one attitude or posture. Green. While you may not have a lot of field experience, at least you aren't ashamed to admit it, you have used the recruit stance 3 times. These aren't the agents you're looking for. Twice in your career, you manipulated armed guards into letting you stroll right past them. Textaholic. You replied to 5 emails across your career. Email enhancement. Just because you're saving the world doesn't mean you can't find the time to write. You replied to 10 emails across your career. Profiler. You have completed your 5th dossier. Intelligence analyst. Always keeping tabs on the opposition. You have completed your 10th dossier. Psychological warfare, leaving no fact on Earth. You have completed your 15th dossier. Constant encouragement 2. With Mina's reassuring presence on the earpiece, you feel like you can walk through a hail of bullets. Know your competition. Having completed your research into Omen Deng, you have an advantage over him should the 2 of you come into direct conflict. Your research on Constantine Braco is complete, giving you a better chance of stopping him in a firefight. You worked up a complete dossier on Conrad Marburg. Your thorough knowledge of his characteristics and flaws will serve you well should the 2 of you battle. Office romance. You turned your working relationship with Mina Tang into romance. Romance. You turned your friendship with Madison St. James into something much more. Due process. Eschewing bribes and pragmatism, you opted to arrest Nasiri. Your conviction to act within the law has strengthened your resolve. Endurance recharge rate plus 20%. Desert Spear. Operation Desert Spear is a success. You eliminated Shahid as ordered. Faith Killer. When given the opportunity, you pulled the trigger on Jabril Al-Bara, the academician with financial and spiritual ties to the Al-Samad terrorist network. Friends in low places. You managed to win over Grigori with your good humor and charm. He'll provide you with a significant discount with armor and armor modifications, as he never likes to see a friend get hurt. On a pivotal mission, you had Z and Mina guiding you over the radio. No one left behind. You rescued your ally from Braco's mission. Behind the lines, you uncovered the truth of the Triad defectors. Secret Service, you chose to protect the life of President Ronald Sung, even at the expense of letting a dangerous revolt be set into motion. Exclusive interview. Scarlet Lake granted you a behind-closed-doors interview. Camaraderie. Your words and actions have won over 10 people. 5% discount on all non-Intel purchases. Social Butterfly. You're a natural at making friends. You've gained a favorable reputation with 3 people. The basics. You've completed all the orientation tasks offered in your training missions. Cage Match. You've completed Mina's request to one-up Darcy. Betting Man. You completed Agent Darcy's training message. Custodial work. You've successfully completed Parker's challenge. News Conscious. You watch all of Shi's broadcasts. Professional Courtesy. When you encountered CIA operatives in Rome, you made sure to use non-lethal force in subduing them. I Don't Hit Girls. You let Z escape with her life after you arrested her in combat. Speaking the language. You played along with Heck's erratic persona and gained his trust. Always listening. You paid careful attention to Sung's speech during the rally at Memorial Park. Nice. That's all of our stuff. Checkpoint reached. New email. Check the email. This is an automated reply. You've reached Stephen Heck, Esquire. I'm currently doing things of extreme importance and unlikely to check my email in the near future. Don't despair. I have a large quantity of narcotics hidden in my anus in case I'm buried alive. Heck. Okay. No flirting? Boo. I guess I'll just have to get down on my knees and beg you to change your mind. As much as I would love to have you insert your tracking device in me, I'm already packing a waiting pickup. You're on your own. Hopefully you'll find a way to rendezvous with me there. Greetings, Mike. Actually, I was wondering, I wonder if some kind stranger left a good story in my inbox. And what do you know? One did. I appreciate this. I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can do to get this on the wires. Nothing makes my day quite like politicians getting indicted for corruption. Sweet. Alright, what's next? That's it. Infiltrate Alpha Protocol. This is it, guys. Let's do it. Surrender to Sean Darcy, allowing yourself to be captured by Alpha Protocol so they can take you to the Grey Box. From there, you'll be on your own. So make sure you've settled all your affairs before you give yourself up. This is your last chance as a free man to take action. Okay. Operation Full Circle. So this is our last chance. Let's just see here real quick. I'm okay with that. Sure, why not? Let's get a magazine here. Albatross must be pissed at me. No, I'm okay. We're good, guys. We got this. Let's do this. Oh, I guess Albatross doesn't like me enough. So we can either go with Stephen Heck or Z. I guess we'll go with Z.
Did you take care of what you had to do?
Everything's in place. How about you?
It shouldn't be much longer.
Are you safe?
Probably safer than you. Mike, if this doesn't work...
Goodbye, Mina.
Hey, jackass.
Mind if I sit here?
Go ahead. It'll save me from having to call in the squad. All done running?
Never was.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it, I'm here to bring you in. Glad you're not making a fuss about this.
I called you, remember?
Handler Z, Reputation 10. Infiltrate the Alpha Protocol facility and complete your mission. It's going to take all your skill and probably a lot of firepower, but World War III is the cost if you don't succeed. You have allied with Z, who oddly enough seems like she will meet you at the location. Rendezvous with her as soon as possible. Omen Deng and Ronald Sung have set up a server and are waiting for you to transfer intel to quickly pass on to government officials in their area. Ensure that they receive evidence damaging the U.S. only. Do we have any intel for this thing? Nope, of course not. Let's do it.
So, here we are, Agent Thornton.
Guess you can go home again.
If by home you mean prison. Mr. Westridge first spoke to you in this room, didn't he?
Interrogated, actually. It was a really dull conversation.
When he asked you why you volunteered for Alpha Protocol, do you remember what you told him?
I think I said it was my duty to volunteer. It sure feels that way now. You ever had an intern position at a government agency?
I have.
Need I say more? All my exercise was moving papers from desk to desk. I'm here to do work, not sit back and manage it. I want to be out where the action is. I want to make a difference.
Well, that didn't turn out like you thought. When the reality met the expectation, reality won out. There's a lesson there, I think.
Uh-huh.
You see, that's what I find interesting about you as a case study. When it came down to it, you found your job was more important. The mission. Maybe a hint of duty. We all imagine how we'd act when tested, but not many people ever get the chance. You did. Did you like who you became, Mike, when reality came knocking? You'll have to excuse me, but I asked for this next part to be recorded for posterity. I wanted to make sure it's captured perfectly.
It was worth it. I'm gonna see this mission through, Leyland. Henry. I'm gonna see you arrested for those people you killed and see that Halbeck answers for its crimes.
Really?
Count on it.
All right, Thornton. I think you misunderstand me. You see, I'm not here to gloat. I'm here to offer you a deal.
I'm not giving up the film footage, see?
I don't care, Mike. That's a separate appointment in my calendar. Right now, we're discussing you and Helbeck.
What are you talking about?
If you stay here, it isn't going to turn out well for you. The best you could have hoped for was to be captured by Alpha Protocol. Then they can erase you, quietly. To me, that seems like a waste of talent.
Really?
Really? Do you know why I used you in the first place?
I'm all ears.
Because I recognize an asset when I see it. That is the reason Helbeck is where it is today, and why our numbers are so high. It's also why Mr. Marburg chose to work for me. It's because I recognize value, and I reward loyalty.
You're offering me a job.
Mike, you already work for me. I just like to make it official. We have an excellent insurance package.
What makes you think I'd even consider that?
Because you can't go back. You found out too much. You know where all the embarrassing little connections are. That makes you a good agent, but a rather large liability. Me, I have a different perspective on the situation. I know what you did needed to be done to achieve results. It's a rare quality to find someone willing to think outside the box.
I still haven't heard your terms yet. And it sounds like you've made this offer before.
This was the same talk Marburg and I had a long time ago, although I didn't know his agency connection when I hired him. You're a special case. I was able to recruit right from the source. So, a few things. One, you're going to be executed at worst, or at best, spend life in a CIA prison in Eastern Europe. Two, this will be the last conversation you will have with another human being. And three, it really wasn't my fault that this whole situation happened, but I think you already recognize that.
I'm listening.
Mike, your government needed my contracts. They hired me to build this place, and worst of all, they created you.
Worst of all?
Yes, because when they create programs like this, there's no accountability. And when people never have to answer for the things they do.
It's amusing to hear you say that. Is this a pot talking to a kettle right now, or...?
No, it's not. You're sitting in a cell because of it. Your life over. Because of something they did they'll never have to answer for. I can fix that. We can fix that.
How?
Make them accountable. I don't need Alpha Protocol anymore. It's going to be shut down, sanitized. But if selected footage reached the world about its presence, well, that might be the best for all parties.
What? So you can make new hostilities, drive up sales?
My role in this is already protected. You got my missiles back. Shahid is dead, and all your operations in Taipei, Moscow, Rome, it didn't change anything. I can give you freedom, a new lease on life, even a villa of your choosing anywhere in the world. All I need is your cooperation. So, is it a deal or not? A future or no future at all?
Nope.
I've given it careful thought. Forget it. I'm never working for you.
Disappointing. Although, one last thing I'm curious about. Since you have every angle covered, what happened to that footage, Mike? The one of the airliner you had in your possession.
It's safe.
Oh, you mean with Scarlet?
What?
You mean safe with Scarlet. That's who you gave it to.
I didn't say that.
No, she did when we asked. She's here, you know. She was resistant at first, but, well...
If you hurt her...
I'll have her tortured if I have to. Make no mistake about it. Who knows what sorts of secrets she could reveal. But enough about her. You've lost. All your efforts for nothing. You can't stop us.
Debatable.
But not yet. Because you're still planning something, right?
You're correct. There are some matters to be cleared up. Soon, all trace of this facility will be erased, and you along with it. After all, it never really existed in the first place.
Leyland?
What is it?
I haven't forgotten my mission. I'm gonna see that you answer for what happened to the people on that airliner. And only I'm leaving this place alive.
Amusing.
Not really.
Well then, you'd best get to it, Mr. Thornton. You have an hour. I look forward to your efforts.
Great. Now where are they taking me? Join Halbeck? Yeah, right. Oh, God. Punch this guy in the face right now.
Agent Thornton, allowing yourself to be captured, making us go through the effort of bringing you here. Well done.
I'm surprised you haven't figured it out yet, Marburg. I know your history. I know the United States left you out to dry. Deus Vult, all of it. But it doesn't seem like you learned anything from it. You served Deus Vult blindly, and now you're answering to Leyland and Halbeck.
Your point?
Trading one master for another, Marburg? Seems to me blind loyalty is what got you here in the first place. Everything you know about Leyland should tell you what your future is.
I don't expect I'll see you again, Agent Thornton. Your mission ends here.
What happened there?
Sorry, sir, but we have our orders. When they administer the meds, the end will be quick.
Yeah, okay. Nobody's injecting me with no lethal injection cocktail.
Michael, darling. I was wondering why you were tied up, although I had not expected the reason to be so literal.
I should have known. Here to torture me?
Perhaps. That will depend on your perspective, I think. It is good you have time to rest with all this trouble going on. This bed. This is how you woke up here, yeah?
The restraints were a little weaker the first time, and I'm not doped up.
The restraints? Are they too tight?
Enough with the small talk. Why are you here, Z?
I am here because I never got the chance to tell you my feelings. And now you have no choice but to listen.
Debatable.
Great.
Why, Michael, I never thanked you. Humiliating Conrad like that. A girl dreams of such things happening to her boss.
Good. If you want to thank me, then let me go.
Not quite yet, I think. Michael, I have a confession to make. Ever since we met, I have had a certain fondness for you. You are so eager.
Okay.
It is a shame to see such a fine specimen restrained like this. I am tempted to set you free.
And why the hell would you do that? Out of the goodness of your heart?
I do not like Marburg, and he has paid me already. I am free to leave, but you are not. Oh, it is not fair. So, I will let you go in a moment.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Relax, darling, but not too much. Oh, and I thought I might have to work harder.
You would if I wasn't tied down.
Shh. Good. Now, no more talking.
Okay. Holy, Now, can you let me go?
Michael, I unlocked your wrists 5 minutes ago. You were too busy holding onto your bed to notice. I am flattered. I have done what I must do. Now, you must go do what you must do.
Maybe there's something to be said for experience. Wonder if the camera was recording.